A very good afternoon, class 12th. The agenda for today's class is to solve the chemistry paper which was done today for term 1 CBSE class 12th by Seema Makhijani. Welcome to my channel. Please do understand the questions that I am doing. They are important from your entrance point of view also. The paper was simple as compared to the papers that you have given till now. This was considered to be a simple paper according to students and teachers all over. So moving ahead with the questions. The first question was that you had to identify an ideal solutions from the following, and you are easily in a position to do this question. The answer was C part, N-hexane and N-heptane owing to their similar molecular masses and intermolecular force of attraction. The second was you had to identify the amorphous solids from the following. Out of these four categories, glass, plastic and rubber, all three are amorphous solids. They lack a long range order and their melting points are not sharp. So the category was D part, all the above. The question number 3 was to identify the structure for pyrosulfuric acid. The word pyro ka matlab heat. When you heat a sulfuric acid, two molecules of sulfuric acid, they lose a water molecule. And after losing a water molecule, they generate an SOS bond linkage. So your answer should be the C part. Moving to question number 4. In the question number 4, you have the angle of COH angle in case of alcohol. ROH is the angle. You draw it as a bend shape owing to the presence of lone pairs, and these lone pairs do not allow this angle to be the tetrahedral angle. There is a lone pair bond pair repulsion, which causes the angle to be less than tetrahedral. So your answer should be the B part. Answer C. Consider the given reaction. You are given a propene. It reacts with HBr according to Markovnikov rule. So you would have the Br at the second position according to the Markovnikov rule, followed by aqueous KOH. Your aqueous KOH will convert your Br into OH. So your correct answer is A. Question number 6. A nucleoside. A nucleoside is a part or the monomer for your DNA and RNA where you have a pentose sugar bonded to a base and a phosphoric acid on the carbon 5. But this unit of pentose sugar and base is called as your nucleoside. So the answer is C part for this particular question, a nitrogenous base and a pentose sugar. Question number 7. Oxidation state of -2 is most stable in which out of the group 16 members? The answer should be oxygen because of its small size and easily tendency of an easy electron gain, 2 electron gain to complete the octet. Hence the oxidation state -2 is predominant for oxygen. Question number 8. Which out of the following is not a property of crystalline solids? Crystalline solids are called true solids owing to their arrangements. They have a regular arrangement, that's correct. Sharp melting point, that's correct. But isotropic is a property of amorphous solids and not for crystalline. So your answer was D for the 8th question. Moving to question number 9, which I found slightly a place where it could trick you up. Which out of the following formula represents the Raoult's law for a solution containing non-volatile solute? अगर solute non-volatile है तो pressure of the solute तो zero होगा, यानी कोई भी expression जिसमें pressure solute की बात हो रही है will not be applicable. यानी the first and the D part are irrelevant. You are left with these two. This is your Henry's law, which is applicable to gases dissolved in water, and gases are not non-volatile solute. So your answer is the C part, where the pressure is owing to the solvent and not owing to the solute. Moving to question number 10. An azeotropic solution of two liquids has a boiling point lower than either of the two. अगर boiling point कम है मतलब उनका vapor pressure ज़्यादा है. अगर vapor pressure ज़्यादा है इसका मतलब they are showing a positive deviation. So your answer should be the A part, shows a positive deviation from the Raoult's law and none of the other is applicable. Moving to question number 11 now. Which out of the following crystals will show metal excess defect due to extra cation? Cation ज़्यादा होना चाहिए. Now, your metal excess defect is a property in case of NaCl where we have the F center where it is heated in the presence of sodium vapors. Zinc oxide may be metal excess hota, but by the loss of oxygen gas. It is not by the extra cation. It is by the loss of the anion. So in this case, the answer should be this. Because it is written due to extra cation, so the answer should be NaCl. Question number 12. I have rewritten it up. Which acid gives aspirin on acylation? This is your acid, which on acylation leads to aspirin, and this acid is 2-hydroxybenzoic acid known as the salicylic acid. So B should be your answer. Question number 13. Which out of the following statements is wrong? Please excuse me for the printings. Wrong statement is what we had to see. Oxygen shows p-pi bonding. That's correct. Sulfur shows a little tendency of catenation. We very well know it does show catenation, but to a little extent. Sulfur is diatomic, fine. Oxygen is diatomic, fine, O2. Whereas sulfur is polyatomic, S8. This is also correct. OO bond is stronger than SS bond. That is wrong. OO bond means the size is small and there are lone pairs which repel each other, making this bond weaker. Whereas SS may be lone pair. But due to the larger size, the lone pair repulsion is less. So this is stronger and not this. So your answer is the D part. Question number 14. Amino acids which cannot be synthesized in our body and must be obtained through diet are called as the essential amino acids. Fine. So the answer is B part for question number 14. Now this video is only for section A of the questions. Moving ahead with question number 15. Which one of the following halides contains a carbon with sp2 and a halogen attached to it? Now allylic halide, if you remember, was something like this. Now halogen is attached to a carbon which is sp3. तो ये तो नहीं होगा. Alkyl halide is, let's say, methyl halide. इसमें भी this carbon is sp3 and not sp2. तो ये वाला भी नहीं हो सकता. Benzylic halide क्या होता है? Benzene with a CH2 and a halogen. तो इसमें भी this carbon is sp3. तो ये भी नहीं हो सकता. We are only left with vinyl and that is your answer. I'll just elaborate. A vinyl is like this. So your carbon here has got a pi bond, so it is your sp2. So the answer is vinyl halide. Coming to question number 16. On mixing 20 ml of acetone with 30 ml of chloroform, acetone और chloroform आपस में जब bond करते हैं, you very well know it leads to a hydrogen bonding between them. And makes them come closer to each other. Since they come closer to each other, the volume is bound to decrease. 20 plus 30, 50 ml की जगह पे volume should be less than 50 and your answer should be the A part. Moving to question number 17. Consider the following compounds. These are the three compounds given to you. Chlorobenzene. Then you have a cyclohexyl methyl chloride and a cyclohexyl chloride. Correct order of SN2. SN2 mechanism में the agenda is that it happens in a single step, two together. So we look for steric hindrance. And the order that we know is 1 degree is more than 2 degree is more than 3 degree. So out of this, this is your 2 degree, this is your 1 degree, this is your 2 degree. Means this should be higher in order. ये वाला bond तो बेटा बहुत strong है, ये तो टूटता ही नहीं. So this chlorobenzene owing to the resonance should be least. यानी 3 सबसे पीछे होना चाहिए. The only option where 3 सबसे पीछे है is the C. तो आपका आंसर C होना चाहिए for question number 17. Question number 18. Which out of the following will show a strong p-pi bonding? Now p-pi bonding is only applicable to the first member of each group. क्योंकि उसका साइज छोटा होता है तो साइड से ओवरलैप हो जाता है. So your answer should be D, that is oxygen in group number 16. Sulfur, selenium, tellurium and oxygen. So your answer should be oxygen where there is a p-pi bonding. यहाँ पे तो सारा you have your catenation happening. Question number 19. Fluorine acts as a good oxidizing agent because the answer is B. There is low bond dissociation energy. F और F का bond आसानी से टूट जाता है owing to the presence of the 3 lone pairs which repel each other. And it has a high hydration which compensates for the electronegativity which is comparatively lesser in case of fluorine. So your answer should be the B part, as hydration is more because F is a smaller anion, so it leads to more hydration energy. Which out of the following sugar is known as dextrose? The other name of glucose is dextrose, so you should know that. Copper reacts with dilute nitric acid से क्या मिलता है? The gas that is evolved with copper with dilute nitric acid है. Concentrated होता तो NO2 होता. Dilute है तो it is NO. Question number 22. Which is a network solid? The answer is SiO2. This is your silica and it continues क्योंकि silicon जो है वो p-pi bond नहीं बनाता. So it forms single bonds and it continues like this. And the chains continue. So it has a polymeric network solid. The major product in this is a very important question. Ether formation का question है, Williamson synthesis है, but halide should have been primary. पर इस बार तो ये टर्शरी को halide ले रखा है, यानी ना ये बनेगा, ये तो बनता ही नहीं, ना ये ईथर तो बनना ही नहीं. Now exactly what happens is, this is the base which removes the HBr from the tertiary halide and leads to the formation of alkene is your answer in this particular part, which was a slightly tricky question given by the boards. The last two questions of section A. Chlorine reacts with cold dilute NaOH. It forms NaOCl and NaCl because it is cold and dilute, not hot and concentrated. Hot and concentrated hota to ye banta. But for cold and dilute, the answer should be B part. Lastly, elevation in boiling point is inversely proportional to delta Tb is equal to Kbm, the colligative property. And molality, if you open it up, it is weight of solute, molecular mass of solute, weight of solvent into 100. Inversely proportional बोला है बेटा. मोलालिटी से तो डायरेक्टली प्रोपोर्शनल है, तो ये तो होगा नहीं. केबी से भी डायरेक्टली प्रोपोर्शनल है, तो ये भी नहीं होगा. इनवर्सली प्रोपोर्शनल का रिलेशनशिप एक तो ये है मोलर मास, वेट ऑफ सोल्यूट तो ऊपर आ गया. सो योर आंसर शुड बी द सी पार्ट. विद दिस वी एंड द सेक्शन ए. I'll post the second video for your section B, C, etc. B, C and D, I'll do them together. So with 25 questions, we end the section A of your question paper. Hope you all have done well. Please do watch the next video for the answers to the other questions. Bye.